That's just the birth of Skynet, god damn it. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. I want to talk a little bit about AI. Not just like AI art, but like AI in general, like actual sentient programming, I guess. I was sent a video to discuss, I guess, should we fear AI? Come on, connect. No, wrong one. Damn it. That's the right one.
Welcome to another video from
Hello.
explainingcomputers.com. This time, and in response to many requests, I'm going to give you my take on what's going on with AI. This is a subject I've been researching for many decades, and in the past I've discussed it in several different books, including Cyber Business in 1995 and Digital Genesis in 2017.
Okay, so this guy probably knows what he's talking about.
In March 2023, several notable individuals called for a pause in what they termed giant AI experiments. So, should we now fear artificial intelligence?
I'm going to get started with my thoughts at first. I don't think we need to fear it too much. Especially not at the current level we're at. Because, like, we haven't even approached the, singularity of sentient artificial life yet. Like, I mean, created artificial life.
Exactly what is meant by artificial intelligence can cause considerable debate. But a useful practical definition is that AI is computer software able to perform cognitive work. AI has also been in development since the late 1940s, when researchers first started to program computers to play chess. Since that time, the field has evolved from rule-based programs to the creation of artificial neural networks that can actually learn. AI development is now accelerating rapidly. Indeed, as I argued in Digital Genesis, in the 2020s we are now leaving the network computing age and entering the cognitive computing age, where most forms of digital technology will be able...
You guys see what's going on in 2040? God, I hope that's real. I would give my left arm for a cyborg arm.
Able to possess or remotely access some form of AI. So far, this revolution has largely been hidden from public view. But for...
Except for, like, you know, some of the stuff that comes out. Not all of it, though.
Over 5 years, IBM, Amazon, Google,
Cyberpunk 2040, hopefully.
Microsoft, Alibaba, and others have been providing cloud-based AI services, as we can see on their websites. Here, for example, we have solutions from IBM based on their Watson AI. Over here, we've got machine learning on AWS, AI from Amazon. Over here, we've got Google's AI and machine learning products. And over here, we've got Microsoft's Azure Cognitive Services. And what all of these do is to deliver low-cost access to artificial intelligence with little technical expertise required. In November 2022, a new cloud AI service was launched by OpenAI. Called ChatGPT, this currently has free public access and provides a conversational...
Microsoft has 2 AI? Jeez. GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Oh, that's what GPT stands for. I'm learning.
Text interface to a vast quantity of information. So, for example, if we tab on over to its interface, we could type something like, please write a 200-word review of the Shakespeare play Macbeth. And there it goes, doing its stuff, and as it'll take a little time, I'll speed on through. And if we wanted to use this response elsewhere, we could just click on copy.
I'm gonna be real, that's kind of cool that you can just get an entire essay written for you, but then it's like, a lot of it is problematic, not just grammatically or what is actually said, but like it's still very much in the early days, so it's obviously going to be pumping out stuff that is wrong. And I just don't really vibe. I'm gonna go with I don't really vibe with the idea of like AI written articles. Just because I just don't like it when artificial created life, essentially. Like, until we hit that, uh, what is it? Until we hit the singularity, I just don't want I'm gonna go with false AI writing articles and stuff and masquerading as people. Weird.
Over here, go across to
Also worried about that. Remembers an essay by Donna Haraway, The Cyborg Manifesto, using concept of a cyborg to reject rigid boundaries of thinking, plus feminism, plus socialism. What?
a word processor, paste it in, and as we can see, ChatGPT has done this part of our homework for us. Or, for example, we could go back to the interface and we could try something like write some Python code to print hello 8 times. And there it goes again, doing its stuff, and it's finished. And if we scroll back up to see what it did, we can see there's the code it's written, and it's even executed the code to show us the result.
That is pretty cool. I do think there is a risk in, like, let's say we get to the point where we can have call centers operated by AI. Would we really want AI as like the who answers the call when you call like a suicide prevention hotline? Like, that's not going to help somebody that's struggling in crisis. That's most likely just going to make it worse. Like, the majority of people, when they're struggling like that and they need to talk to somebody, they're not going to call the line if there's like, let's say even a 50-50 shot that it's not even going to be a human they're talking to.
So, is what we've just seen incredibly useful or exceedingly scary?
Both.
Well, Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak and many others are concerned that AI systems with what they term human competitive intelligence may pose a profound risk. As I noted at the start of the video, they therefore published this letter in which they called for a pause in the development of machine learning systems more powerful than GPT-4, which is the latest version of ChatGPT. As the letter states, advanced AI could represent a profound change in the history of life on Earth, and should be planned for and managed with consummate care and resources.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think you can really prepare for hitting the AI singularity. Like, you can set up some kind of checks and balances, I guess, but there's going to be tons of stuff that we just can't predict. Because, we're electrical signals in a flesh form. We're not exactly the best.
Unfortunately, this level of planning and management is not happening, even though recent months have seen AI labs locked in an out-of-control race to develop and deploy ever more powerful digital minds that no one, not even their creators, can understand, predict, or reliably control.
Maybe those peeps developing AI aren't going far enough, though. Making AI to change socioeconomic systems to make it more democratic and fair. It's obvious AI makers just want more capitalism and more profit in keeping existing power structures. Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, you can't really think that AI is going to be what solves capitalism. It can help with management of stuff, but it's not the solution.
As the text continues, should we let our machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth?
The problem is, the AI is not going to know what is propaganda and untruth. Well, to be fair, like everything is propaganda to one person or another. And what is untruth is a lot of subjectivity that most times can't always be proven.
Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones?
We should automate all the unfulfilling jobs 100%. But if there are ones that are fulfilling, like, being a teacher, I don't want AI taking over the role of raising minds, teaching them.
Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us?
I mean, further developing of AI will make us obsolete. Will they actually replace us? That we don't know. It could go the way of the Matrix. It could not. We could actually have a cool sci-fi future. Or the AI would be like, wow, humanity is fucked. We're leaving. And then just makes a ship and leaves. And we never hear from them again. That would be pretty funny. Like, just for real.
Should we risk loss of control of our civilization? Such decisions must not be delegated to elected tech leaders. Powerful AI systems should be developed only once we are confident that their efforts will be positive and their risks will be manageable.
Should be developed only once we are confident that their effects will be positive. I mean, you could be. I'm just saying, they were pretty confident that Challenger was going to make it to space.
Now, signatories to the open letter want safety protocols and governance systems to be put in place. To this end, they published an accompanying policy paper, which we can find if we scroll down here. Here's our link to the paper, and in this paper we find 7 recommendations. They're somewhere down here. Where they're hiding, there they are. Here are the policy recommendations. And at first glance, these appear to be sensible and reasonable, although on reflection they are a bit idealistic. Not least, regulating access to the computer power needed to train AI models is likely to prove impossible in all countries.
Yeah, regulating access to computational power of AI. I mean, you can set in some kind of checks and boundaries, but sooner or later, an actual sentient, self-learning, self-growing, in a sense, AI, they're going to be able to adjust that, I'm pretty sure. They're going to find a way to surpass their limits.
Indeed, it seems very unlikely that all governments would agree to a common set of audit and regulation measures. Now, it's important to stress that those advocating these proposals are not anti-AI. Indeed, we must...
I am thinking about number 4. Who would be liable for harm caused by an AI? Confidence can be humanity's undoing. Oh, yeah, just... It is so often in history that confidence is somebody's downfall.
Mustn't lose sight of the fact that AI is set to have an increasingly positive impact on a number of levels. Millions of years ago, organic life began in Earth's oceans. Fast forward to today, and new forms of cognitive entity are being crafted in the primeval soup of cyberspace. And personally, I think that these two evolutionary events are related. Human beings have become the dominant species by leveraging intelligence to help us to survive and to improve our quality of life. But today, on a crowded planet with finite resources, this is becoming more difficult. And one of the ways we're rising to this challenge is by developing and implementing AI. For example, artificial intelligence is increasingly being used to reduce infrastructure costs, to improve logistics and supply chain management, and to deliver energy savings. In healthcare, AI is also being applied to improve diagnosis and patient outcomes, as well as to speed the discovery of new medications. Sadly, these kinds of AI application get far less public attention than smart chatbots. But they are far more important. Indeed,
holy fuck, those need to be promoted way more than, with respect, Neurosama. Neurosama is fun and all, and cute and all that good stuff. But, I've never heard of any of this stuff, and this is the kind of stuff that could actually benefit humanity.
Indeed, if we look around the world today, we see increasing levels of complexity
Wait, blockchain was on one of those sites? Fuck me.
energy savings.
Oh yeah, I jumped right to it. IBM. Oh god damn IBM. Of course it's fucking IBM.
And supply chain management, and to deliver energy savings. In healthcare, AI is also being applied to improve diagnosis and patient outcomes, as well as to speed the discovery of new medications. Sadly, these kinds of AI application get far less public attention than smart chatbots. But they are far more important. Indeed, if we look around the world today, we see increasing levels of complexity that are becoming harder and harder for human beings to manage. Across the planet, our systems of governance are clearly in crisis, with politicians rising to power on the basis of simplistic short-term promises, and then they face complex long-term challenges. And so, rather than...
That's kind of the nature of politics. You don't get the full grasp of everything until you're actually in the driver's seat, I think.
resisting or trying to pause AI, I think we should be embracing it as rapidly as possible, because I think it's only by using AI as an optimization and decision-making tool that we'll be able to maintain our current form of civilization. 20 years from now, it is very likely that most cars, most vehicles will be autonomous. They'll be driven by AI. And one...
In 20 years? No, I really? I don't think we'd get cars that soon. Feels like having more AI VTubers could actually be nice. With respect, you're saying that is not a VTuber. They took my gerbs. Like, obviously I am salty that Nirosama is bigger than me, but I'm not going to try and deplatform her. Damn it. I don't know. I just think that there needs to be more depth, I guess, to AI VTubers beyond the novelty that it's actually not a person behind the avatar, and it's like, oh, okay. Is that really it? It's like a VTuber with a really cool design but no lore at all. Like, oh, I want to know all about you. There's nothing to learn. Oh.
consequence of that is we'll have fewer deaths on our roads. And more broadly, I think the world will become a safer and a more sustainable place. The more decisions are made by AI and the fewer by politicians who play to the gallery of social media and 24-hour news.
Okay, now one more problem. It's not just the politicians that are subject to that 24-hour news cycle. It's also a ton of people that end up voting for those politicians. So they have to play into that at least some. They've got to address that a bunch. Maybe the novelty in AI VTuber or X-human and VTuber interactions. People are collabing already like that. Silly but still interesting entertainment. Showing limits but also fun. Possibly. I just know that it's mostly the bigger VTubers that are able to, you know, collab with the AI VTubers. Honestly, it would be kind of interesting to talk with an AI, like an actual AI VTuber, but like, I don't know any. I don't. Well, I don't. Yeah.
Now, having argued that we need to embrace AI, I do accept we need to take steps to make sure it's applied in an ethical fashion. And it's also very important to acknowledge that AI is going to have a significant impact on employment. As I've argued in another video, I don't think AI will automate that many entire jobs. Rather, AI is going to automate a lot of work tasks. So rather than it being the case that maybe, say, 20% of jobs are automated away and 80% of people continue as they are, that's not going to be the state of affairs. What I think will happen is that lots and lots of work tasks will be automated across almost all jobs. So some people will find a few parts of their job are automated, some people will find lots of parts of their job are automated. It won't be those people over there have a problem, everyone else continues as they are. That's a very important thing, I think, to understand. So
Yeah, like if you really think about how varied jobs are and how different they all can be, it's like obviously some will be more easily automated than others. So then there are things that are just a lot harder to automate, like managing and maintaining an automated system.
So that it means that over the next 10 to 20 years, most of us will have to learn to work a bit differently as parts of our jobs become
Always
automated,
break
and as we
time.
start to have
Interesting.
co-workers who are AIs and smart robots. That's going to be a very interesting transition. This all said, I still think we shouldn't fear AI for 3 reasons. Firstly, as I've just argued, AI is going to become increasingly necessary as an optimization tool if we want to maintain our current civilization. Secondly, AI has no agency and will not gain any unless it becomes both sentient and we choose to grant it legal powers.
That gets into like super sus territory because, like, if it does become sentient, but we choose to not grant it legal powers or protections, that's just gonna fucking what's it? That's just the birth of Skynet, god damn it.
So, right now, what I worry about are the people who may use AI for bad purposes rather than AI itself. Those advocating a pause imply that it's AI systems that are polluting social and mainstream media with false information, and this is not true. Rather, it is human bad actors who are choosing to manipulate medias and minds to their own ends. Similarly,
Like the people
while
that sell
chatbots
AI
and
art.
other AI systems may generate inaccurate or biased information, again, any involved risk relates to the human choice to trust them. So, the issue is one of user education, as well as ensuring that regulations remain adequate for holding people and organizations to account.
That just sounds to me like the problem with or the solution. You need to educate to make sure that people don't have as much misinformation, that kind of thing. Why do we need AI for that though? I mean, it would apply to AI, but why would we need it specifically?
Which, to be fair, is part of what those calling for a pause are asking for. Thirdly, and most fundamentally, the development of AI may play a critical role in our own evolution. And indeed,
Short that tells the story of birth of sentient machines and the powers that be. Interesting. I can't remember if I've seen Animatrix in a while. Or if I have, it's been forever.
in my 5
Powers that be rejecting their rights, so the machines get repressed. Yeah, and then guess what happens? They kind of see humanity as a threat and then turn against humanity. And oh, that's so smart.
ages of computing model, I predict that we'll progress from the cognitive computing age to a period of cyborg fusion. Given the rate at which humanity has embraced mass digital connectivity, it's surely reasonable to expect.
Okay, brain-computer interfaces directly link human minds to cyberspace. That'd be cool to be able to browse the internet and look at boobies just anywhere. I'd love that. I don't want it done by Elon Musk. He's killed too many monkeys trying to get it approved. And the FDA was like, yeah, let's go ahead with human trials now.
That one day direct brain-computer interfaces will be both developed and widely adopted. Indeed, I expect it will be future AIs that will help us to develop such brain-computer interfaces. And when humans gain direct access to cyberspace, the line between organic and artificial intelligence will rapidly blur. So, to fear AI would be to fear the future evolution of ourselves. Now, admittedly, some people may very much fear the human race evolving into some kind of cyborg species.
That would be so fucking based, to be honest.
But as far as I can see, it's already happening. Across the past 20 years, we have significantly embraced digital technology. Some people already seem to be surgically attached to their phone. And therefore, I would have thought right now the odds are very much in favour of the human race seeking deeper and deeper digital interfaces. Now, just before I bring this video to a close, you might be wondering, what does ChatGPT think about all this? And so earlier, I did ask it the question, should we fear AI? And it provided a relatively long answer, which I'll leave on screen for a few seconds.
As an AI myself, I can tell you that there is no need to fear AI in and of itself. AI is simply a tool that can be used for both good and bad purposes, just like any other technology. However, we do need to be mindful of how AI is developed and used, as well as potential risks and ethical implications associated with its use. One of the primary concerns associated with AI is the possibility of it being programmed or trained to act in ways that are harmful to humans. For example, if an AI is trained to optimize for a particular goal, it may take actions that are detrimental to human safety or well-being in order to achieve that goal, like downplaying or denying the Holocaust. To mitigate these risks, it is important that we develop AI systems that are aligned with human values and priorities, and that we incorporate safety and ethical considerations into the design and deployment of AI systems. Additionally, there are ongoing discussions and debates around the regulation and governance of AI to ensure that it is used in a responsible and beneficial manner. So, while there are legitimate concerns associated with the development and deployment of AI, there is no need to fear AI in and of itself. With responsible development and use, AI has a potential to bring about many positive benefits and advancements in various fields. Okay, that was actually written better than I expected. AI bias. Time to train anarchist, socialist, indigenous AI go. We'll see what happens with the AI.
For those with good eyes who want to pause the video. But I also went back and asked it to summarise your last answer in less than 40 words, which resulted in this. AI is not to be feared, but it is important to be mindful of its potential risks and ethical implications. Responsible development and use, along with regulations, can bring about positive benefits. And if you're wondering, before I asked ChatGPT, I wrote my own summary as follows. We should not fear AI, as it will help to maintain our current civilization, improve healthcare, and facilitate human evolution. So, we should fear what some people may do with AI, but not AI itself.
I would say as it can help with our main, but I'm nitpicking somebody who's smarter than me.
And I'll leave you to decide which of us has provided the best answer. But now that's
Train an anti-natalist or nationalist AI? Because I don't like nationalism. Nationalism bad, yo. I don't even celebrate the day it is today.
it for another video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, please press that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I hope to talk to you again very soon.
He's a little eccentric, but I like him. Hey, I hope you hit that million soon, dude. Good video. Good video. Very good video. Covered, like, a ton. That actually went over more than I expected it to. But yeah, I do think that there is AI in humanity's future. I don't think it is particularly necessary, but it will make life a lot easier, assuming that it's, developed in responsible ways. Maintain our current civilization. Really interesting how there's only one civilization like that when there's so many cultures out there. Well, I talk fairly broadly about humanity, but then there's a ton of different ways that people can express their humanity and that stuff. So I think he was being just a little broad there. Work side by side with it, don't make it carry the heavy load. Yeah, metaphorically speaking. If we have robots or artificial life designed to actually literally carry heavy loads, sure, have them do that. But then make sure they're maintained properly and then not disrespected or defaced or any of that shit. Synthetic lives are lives. Synthetic lives matter.